Hey everyone, this is Ruan. Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about using LinkedIn to generate clients for your business, your agency, regardless of what it is. I'm going to show you step by step exactly how we get leads to book appointments with us and get on the call with us to inquire about services just by using LinkedIn. Now, in this video, it's going to be pretty in-depth on using LinkedIn as an overall tool and resource. And there's a very interesting statistic of a percentage of people that actually check out your LinkedIn after you send them an email, which is now something that's starting to be measured and tracked by a lot of marketing people. So that's something that you want to really pay attention to, because if somebody searches for my name and then they search for my LinkedIn and I have nothing showing up, or even worse, I have something bad showing up, it's likely that they're not going to reach out to me. People really like to see LinkedIn as it's a way to get warm with people before you actually contact them. So let's start with the profile, okay? This picture right here is really bad. In fact, I was supposed to change this a while ago. It looks like I'm in the dark room and very tan. I'm not. I'm actually really pale. But you can see here that, I have my headline here as SEO, digital marketing, analytics, website design. I don't like saying SEO expert or digital marketing expert or anything like that, because what you'll notice is LinkedIn is full of spam. It's all spam. So you've really got to be careful of not looking like spam when you create your profile. And that's just something that you really want to take into account. So the next thing that I really did was I looked into my description, and Tom wrote the description for me, Tom on my team. And the description kind of goes like this: Ron Marino is a digital marketing and SEO specialist generating content to increase awareness of service and products. You guys can literally just copy and paste this and spin it with your own little thing. He is the founder of DevelopMark, a small digital agency in Connecticut. His focus every day is on his clients, what they need, and what they will bring to one step closer to their goal. SEO, and then you put your little niche right here. So then you could say SEO or website design or graphic design, whatever it is that you're selling, or landscaping or whatever it is. SEO is an online tool, blah, 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 blah. And then I kind of like list everything that I'm really good at. And then I just kind of like list my phone number, email, and website address here. Very simple. Nothing crazy. I've never really had a case scenario where someone was like, yo, I read your description and it looked amazing. But people do generally like the professionalism on the profile. So you want to make sure that your profile is really professional. So the next thing you can see here, the past week I've been using a pretty general LinkedIn strategy, which I'm going to share with you, that's been getting me plus 91% profile visits every single week over week. And it's very simple. I'm going to show you kind of diversified content that I put on here on LinkedIn, and what you can do if you're a small business, or if you're watching this video and you're doing client work, etc. One thing that you can really do to make sure that you look extremely credible on LinkedIn is get licenses and certifications. Now, a lot of times they have these credentials from these classes that you can take on LinkedIn's platform. And it's amazing to see this simply because you can literally get a ton of free education just by using LinkedIn Learning. And when you finish these things, you're going to get this awesome little license and certification. And this license and certification is going to be great because when somebody comes onto your profile and they've searched someone else's profile and they see this, it's social proof that you're consistent with your learning, okay? So you want to make sure that you start getting some licenses and certifications when you have time. Unfortunately, where I am in my business, I can't spend time on education because I have to spend time implementing. But if I were to start over again, I would spend a lot of time getting these licenses and certifications. Give me a sec. I'm going to take a sip of my water. And I would recommend getting these inside of your niche. I really would. I would recommend getting these inside of your niche. So I would go back and do a bunch of SEO ones, or a bunch of, these are good. The ones I chose are good. I'm not going to lie. So these are good, right? These are good ones to take. And then the next thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that you get a lot of skills and endorsements from people that you've done business with, or maybe that you've been helping. Going a little more advanced, if you have a following on YouTube, if you have a following on Facebook, if you have a following on Instagram, sending traffic to LinkedIn is one of the best ways to start getting these up, because people will endorse you even if they've never worked with you. Getting recommendations is also amazing, right? So a lot of the times you can get people to say really nice things about you. All you have to do is click on ask for a recommendation, and then you can ask a specific person. So if I wanted to ask Thomas Karras, for example, I can go in and I can ask Tom to leave me a recommendation. And here I can select the position that I want to select, which is SEO expert at DevelopMark, and have him send me recommendations. These are very important. These are people that are personally vouching that you are good. Keep in mind, your LinkedIn profile is a social proof profile. It's all about the social proof. And the better that you look here, the more engagement and the more things that you're going to get done, especially when clients look here to actually reach out to you. So now that you have a clean profile, I'm going to take you behind kind of my strategy with LinkedIn. LinkedIn's algorithm is pretty weird. it like picks up over time. It's kind of like SEO, which is really cool when you really think about it. At the top here, you have an ad, which you can pay for, but it's extremely expensive. Actually, it's not as it's pretty up there with like Google AdWords and stuff like that. And then you have your headline picture and then your profile picture. I'm not going to go into pictures. You don't really, that doesn't really matter. You should know. You should know that your profile should just be a headshot, etc. The content that I post on my LinkedIn is not that crazy strategic. So one thing that I post is just like the videos that I normally post on YouTube. I share a lot of things, especially if it's somebody that I really like. I'll share their stuff. I like Nathan, so I shared his Gotcha SEO enrollment is open for enrollment. And then I'll share some other things like rankings that I've recently gotten. And this is New York SEO at the time of recording. This is what I've gotten recently in terms of decent rankings. So then I posted that in here. Then what I do is, I share articles that I really like, and it allows to just build trust with the audience that I kind of, I have my head on straight, right? And then the next thing is like I shared this webinar that I did on LSA. I shared some statistics on Yelp. These are just some statistics recently on the income, education, and age of people on Yelp. And I share like just general keyword rankings. Now, what you'll notice with these posts is the post that gets the most reach gets the most likes. Unlike Facebook or unlike any other platform, it's a lot about likes. You can see here that this one right here got no likes yet. This one didn't get a like on my page. I liked it. This one got 499 reach with 9 likes, which is pretty good. This post was dead on site because it didn't receive any likes from the following that I had on my LinkedIn when they saw this post. And this one got 4 likes, so it made it somewhere. It made it to 513. This one got 3 likes, made it somewhere. This one got 27 likes and reached 1,600 people. And that is exactly what I'm talking about right there, right? Because if it's reaching 1,600 people and it has that many likes, sorry guys, just fixing my mic right here. That is the reason why a post will perform on LinkedIn, okay? That's the reason why a post will perform. So now that you have that in mind, what posts perform? Well, after doing a few things day in and day out and really testing things out, it's all about getting the likes. If you can get the likes, then you're going to get a ton of posts. Now, people really like to relate on LinkedIn. So you can do things that are like this that I created, and this was just like a picture with a meme on it. And I took a meme and then I kind of just said like, I like what you have, but reach out to me at the end of the new year. If you're in sales watching this video, you'll know exactly what I mean. And that's just a good way to keep the audience engaged with having just a clean way to post on LinkedIn, and people will be able to relate with it. This one I created, some people liked it. And then what you're going to be able to do is just really be able to get some likes here and stuff like that. Once you have engagement on your posts, now it's time to network, okay? And once you're posting, I'm going to show you firsthand that this stuff works, okay? So one person said they wanted to work with me, okay? They have a digital marketing agency, and they saw my posts, etc. This guy here was talking about some other stuff. Let's see here. So you really start to see that you're going to get a lot of messages, and especially if you're posting. Okay, so this one right here, they want to work with us. Right? And you're going to get a lot of messages. Some of these will be spam. Some of these will be really good. But what it is going to do is it is going to offer you an opportunity to start networking with people. Okay. And when you start networking with people, you start tapping into their network. LinkedIn is a very, 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 very qualified audience of people that you want to start getting in here and networking with. As you can see right here, this person is leaving BlackBerry. So the fact that she's leaving BlackBerry likely means that she knows some other pretty decent people in the world. And that's who you got to start connecting with. So what I would do is like here and comment on her stuff and literally follow her and start commenting on her stuff and engaging. And that's how you're going to build a relationship with a lot of these larger end clients with decent sized budgets for whatever it is that you're doing as a service. So for me, I would look into her network and I would just start to see, like, is this relevant? Does she talk to businesses that may need search services, or does she talk to people that may want to purchase a search services course or anything like that, or consulting or something along those lines? And she was an account director. So she was working with small businesses, right, that had, phones with BlackBerry, very protective phones, probably like political and stuff like that. And she's clearly, very well versed in sales, etc. She was on AT&T, which I also worked for, Intel, and BlackBerry, which is very cool. So this is someone that I would just like start engaging with on her content and say, congratulations on leaving BlackBerry. I know it's a big thing, etc. And build the thing. And then eventually, naturally, what's going to start happening is you're going to be able to start talking about specific conversations. So you're going to be able to have a conversation with Melody, and she's just going to be like, well, what do you do? And when you tell her what you do and she finds out what you do, she might say, well, hey, I know a client here and there that wants to work with you. What do you charge, etc. And then you're going to be able to get a lead right then and there, which is pretty awesome, right? So that's the goal with LinkedIn there and the initial start, okay? And when you go down and you start to really think about, like, you should be posting every single day on LinkedIn, the next thing you want to do is to start growing your network. Your network is really, really important. As you can see, I have 423 invitations here. And you want to start growing your connections, because more connections you have, obviously, the more reach that you have. Now, you want to be careful with this, because you don't want to add random people. You want to add people that kind of make sense to you, right? As I'm sitting here adding every single random person that I can find. But yeah, so you really want to make sure that you're just adding a bunch of people, and all these people, should be inside of your vertical, and they should be, but you want to avoid the spam. You really want to avoid the spam. There's a lot of spam on LinkedIn, a lot of spam. But then you can see here, we offer 100+ group buy tools. And these people are just spamming accounts, and LinkedIn's really starting to fight this. There was a tool that was really popular called jetbuzz.io, which is now not a website. Because LinkedIn put down the hammer of justice and just completely annihilated jetbuzz.io. And it was a tool that allowed people to basically, outsource LinkedIn engagement. And they didn't do that. So that's really what I like to do on LinkedIn. Now, one more thing that I like to do besides like commenting and engaging on other people's posts, etc., is I'll write articles that I take from my site, and I'll also cross-post them on LinkedIn. So this allows people to see my expertise level in a different way. And as you can see, like, this one's really old. I might actually delete this. Yeah, I'm going to delete these right here, but they're really old. And they get to see your expertise on your profile. So it's really good to do that, especially if you're in search, especially if you're in a field where you have to demonstrate some expertise. Sometimes writing this may be just the step someone needs to start contacting you. And that's why it's so important to do this stuff, is because not because you're going to get a ton of clients from it, but when you have a client that you're working with and they're a larger opportunity, what you're going to need is you are going to need the social proof backup. That's the only reason I invest in news. That's the only reason I invest in, PR. It's the only reason I invest in my own website, is because social proof is everything. If the client sees that you're doing what you're telling them to do, it's way more likely that they're going to engage with services for you, or with you, I should say. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope it really gave you some light as to what you should be doing on LinkedIn day in and day out. And I'll see you guys next time.